Okay, we're going to open the City of Chelsea Traffic and Parking Commission meeting. Item number 1, approval of the minutes from December 8th, 2020 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the December 8th meeting.
Anybody second it?
I second the motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item number 2, communication of November 19th from Councillor Garcia requesting the commission to look into making Congress Avenue and 3rd Street from Pearl Street to Chestnut Street, parking on both sides of the street.
Happy New Year. I'll start with, this was a petition that I requested last year, back in November, based on some of the feedback that I received from some of the members of the community, key stakeholders, as well as some of the residents. So essentially what we're petitioning is to have parking on both sides. This is a very critical space for some of the residents that live here. And I must also point out that it's also a vital parking space for loved ones of many of the seniors that live in this particular area. We've actually, due to COVID, just this week we lost 1 senior resident, and just within the past month we've actually lost a total of 4 in the area. So many of the loved ones who would like to visit and just get some of the belongings. And I know this is pretty dark, but the reality is it's very difficult to find parking space in such a central area. So I think the issue has been critical for some time, and it would bring some sort of relief to some of the families who have to deal with this right now. So that's what I'm vouching for due to the needs of the residents of the community, and hopefully will improve quality of life. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to add that in the previous meeting, I made a commitment to re-engage our traffic consultant, particularly around the concern of backup on Park Street. So basically, by reducing from 2 travel lanes, reducing it to 1, what was going to be the impact onto Park, and then the following concern, which is in regards to fire apparatus, right? So if we only have one travel lane, it just the concern is that if there is a backup, what happens if a fire apparatus has to or a police apparatus has to traverse? So I actually reached out to our consultant to readdress those 2 concerns, particularly again with life safety vehicles. But due to the holidays, we have not received any feedback yet on those two specific concerns. So I actually wanted to request from the commission to actually push us back 1 more month. Again, this change would be transformative to the neighborhood. Would be I think incredibly helpful with regards to parking. But we just want to make sure that the change that we implement is doesn't limit safety either. Right, so I actually would like to make a request to the commission to delay a decision on this issue until we receive feedback from our consultants, which will definitely be received by the next meeting. So that's my motion.
Great. I'll make a motion to table this until the next meeting, pending findings from our traffic consultant.
Anybody second it? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's tabled. Okay, handicap sign application December 4th from Santos Miranda, 75 Congress Avenue.
Are there any handicap signs posted near 75 Congress Ave?
No, no es ella todavía. Un segundo. Congress. I have 89 and 118, 152 and 179, but the closest is 89.
All right, I'm just going to look that up.
And the resident's not here to speak, right?
No.
So that's, it's not fully a block away, but it's essentially, it's about four buildings away from 89. So, about 100, 110 feet or so. So was there any letter or correspondence from the resident about whether they can use the existing space near their residence?
Submitted a letter from from the landlord. It has come to my attention that my tenants, Santos Miranda, who resides at 75 Congress Unit 1, is undergoing surgery that would limit her mobility for an indeterminate time while she heals. I am writing to you to confirm that I approve posting the sign outside in front of my building with her in mind. Hopefully, this makes her life easier while she heals, especially with winter snow and ice right around the corner. If you have any questions, please contact me. She did send somebody, a family member, to speak if we had any questions. Did you want her?
Oh, that is her. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
Usted está para Santos. Because she recently had surgery, so that's why she wasn't able to attend. So she sent a family member to speak on her behalf if we had any concerns or questions.
Okay.
Ok, buenas noches. Yo soy Dora Blanco Miranda, hermana de Santos Miranda. Vengo representándola a ella porque ella está recién operada.
So let me translate that. Then, and actually, I don't know. Yo lo traduciré. So she said that usted es la hermana, me dijo.
Sí, yo soy hermana.
Hable un poquito más duro y más despacio. Así usted habla, yo traduzco. Usted habla y yo traduzco. Un poquito
Ella
más
me
duro.
mandó a mí porque ella necesita el site del disability.
So she is Mrs. Santos' sister and is here to speak on Ms. Santos' behalf.
Ella quiere saber cuándo le van a poner el size.
And she's here to advocate on behalf of her sister because her sister would benefit from the sign. ¿Nos puede describir la razón por qué ella necesita el sign?
Porque ella está recién operada, entonces ella la han deshabilitado.
So she just had a surgery, so she was declared disabled.
Ella no puede manejar, entonces
She can't drive,
a donde tiene ella el carro le ponen ticket.
and where she normally parks her car, she gets a ticket.
Y entonces ella, como yo no sé manejar, entonces ella no tiene quien le mueva el carro.
So because she can't drive because of the operation, the disability, then
Para cuando ella salga a la cita, pues dice ella tener el parqueo, dice para no andar buscando parqueo, porque ahorita
So
ella
she-
no puede manejar ella.
so just with the shortage of parking in the area, it's a burden to move the vehicle and to find parking in that area.
Has she been able to use any nearby spaces that are marked for handicap use?
Sí, nos informó el clerk que hay un sign en la misma cuadra que está a unas cuantas casas. ¿Ella ha podido usar ese sign?
No,
No, so the answer is no. ¿Por qué?
no, ahí no hay ni un site de ese, ya lo quitaron ya.
Entonces, lo que nos dijeron es que hay un sign en el 89 de la Congress, en la misma calle, nada más a 4 edificios de ella.
Ah, no, y ahí no me he fijado yo.
Okay, so she's not she's saying that sign was removed and she hasn't seen it, pero ella lo ha buscado el sign Porque los récords que tenemos es que en el 89 de la Congress hay un sign.
No, ella no ha usado ese.
Pero ¿lo podría usar ella?
No sé si lo podrá usar.
Okay, so she's saying that she wasn't aware that there's a sign at 89 Central Avenue. Oh, I'm sorry, Congress Avenue. Congress.
Porque si ponemos un sign, tiene que saber, cualquier persona que tiene handicap placas puede usarlo. Si ponemos un sign, es no solo para ella, porque por las leyes de Massachusetts, cualquier persona que vives en ese área también puede utilizar ese parqueo. Por eso estamos diciendo que en el 89 hay un sign que pusimos, por otra persona lo solicitó, pero ella se puede parquear ahí si está disponible ese parqueo.
Oh,
No es solo para esa persona, cualquier persona puede parquear ahí, después que tenga el sign de handicap.
oh, no sabíamos nosotros eso.
Sí.
So we're explaining that there is a sign that's 4 blocks or four homes away, and that according to mass law, anyone with a handicap placard on the vehicle can park in a handicap spot. So it's not like it's reserved. So that maybe we encourage her to first try to use that sign at 89 Congress.
Rosa, the one at 89, is that current?
Yeah, I have
Everything's
still
up
an
to date?
active sign, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just thinking that means someone's using it, so she technically wouldn't have, I mean, depending on the time frame, wouldn't have the advantage of using it.
Yeah, if that person's,
Yeah.
but it is open to
But it is,
anybody,
yeah,
but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if that person's parked there, then yeah, she wouldn't have,
Exactly.
she wouldn't be able to use it.
Kind of the only other problem with that, though, is if she's not driving and she's only going to just leave her car parked in a handicap spot, what happens to the people at 89?
Sure.
You know, so that could be an issue if she's going to leave the car parked there for months at a time.
Sí, el oficial le pregunta pues si la intención es solo parquear el carro y dejarlo ahí, pues o ella lo usa o otra persona lo usa.
No, ahorita no lo usa nadie. Ahorita nadie lo usa.
Yeah, so no one is using the vehicle right now.
Es que ella no puede caminar mucho. Ella no puede caminar a partes lejos.
So she can't walk. She cannot walk very far. I'm going to ask her how long is the disability for? Like, le dijeron por cuánto tiempo es que va a estar incapacitada.
Ahorita tenemos una cita el jueves, pero el doctor le ha dicho que por 6 meses.
Okay. So she foresees that she's going to be disabled for 6 months.
Has that ever been done before, like a temporary space for like a situation like this?
No, but, I mean,
And I guess we could approve a temporary one. We would then have to just ensure that
Reevaluate it.
it's removed. I think that's
possible.
feasible.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's possible. So basically, it would be a motion to install one for 6 months, and then for us to review whether it's. Perdón, una pregunta.
Señora, una pregunta. Yo sé que ella no puede guiar ahora y por 6 meses, pero ¿hay otra persona que está usando el carro como para llevarla a ella a citas?
No, a mí me toca que pagar taxi para ella.
Entonces nadie va a usar el carro
No,
se va a quedar
sí.
estacionado.
Porque cuando le ponen ticket a ella, como ella no está trabajando ahorita,
Sí,
¿va? Entonces
sí,
ella
sí.
no puede estar pagando tanta
Claro.
multa. Entonces a mí me toca que pagar taxi para llevarla a la cita.
Nadie usa el carro.
Nadie puede usar el carro ahorita.
What you're saying is that no one is using the vehicle and no one is driving it, so they're taking taxis to like doctor's appointment, as Caroline asked. For street sweeping, Rosa, remind me, are handicap spaces exempt from street sweeping?
no.
so you still got to move it. Lo que le pregunté a ella es que cada dos semanas, ¿verdad? El carro se lo tiene que mover para que limpien la calle.
Sí, a veces mi hermano cuando viene de Lynn, uno de ellos, se lo mueve para que no se le dañe, dice ella.
Sí.
Entonces, pero se lo vuelve a poner ahí, a veces no haya parqueo ahí cerca, sino que le toca que dar vuelta y dejarlo más lejos.
Sí.
¿Ustedes han tratado de hablar con alguien que tenga como un driveway, un estacionamiento que podrían rentar o usar? Porque estoy pensando, si nadie está usando el carro, no vale la pena tenerlo en la calle si nadie lo está usando.
No, allí no
No hay nadie.
No hay en esa
Okay.
calle, no hay de dónde poder.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So,
Sí.
what Caroline asked if they've tried to speak to someone with a driveway or a garage that they can park, you know, because it sounds like the vehicle is going to be parked there for some time.
Yeah.
Pero lo que le iba a decir yo es que inclusive si le ponemos el sign, el carro lo tiene que mover para que limpien la calle, ¿verdad? Que si lo deja ahí, ¿verdad? Igual le van a poner ticket.
Sí, mi hermano a veces cuando él viene a visitarla, pues él se lo mueve su rato, pero a veces ya no encuentra parqueo ahí cerca. A veces le toca que dejarlo retirado.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have a brother who lives in Lynn who comes in and moves the vehicle for street sweeping and to ensure that it's running.
So I guess, yeah, I don't have an issue approving a temporary request for a 6-month time period that we would return to later this spring, early summer. And then perhaps she could come back and return and provide us with an update on whether the space is still needed at that point or whether the recuperation of our sister has gone well and they would no longer need it. So I'd make a motion to approve this request for a 6-month period pending further review from the commission in the spring.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Le quería explicar lo que pasó. El señor Alex Train acaba de votar de darle un espacio temporal. O sea, que le va a poner el sign, pero es solo por 6 meses. Entonces, en 6 meses vamos a poner una nota que la vamos a contactar a usted o a su hermana para preguntarle si se recuperó, si lo necesita y obviamente se necesita la placa, ¿verdad? Que diga que está disabled. Si la placa la regresó o ya puede manejar, ese sign lo vamos a quitar.
Ok, está bien.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Ok. Todo.
Sí,
Sí.
gracias.
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 Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Communication of December 10th, 2020 from Tewadros Tanay of 119 Highland Street, requesting a discussion on safety concerns regarding ongoing accidents at the intersection of Highland Street and Chester Ave.
I'll go first. So I just wanted to add that when we received the communication, it's actually the second time that this resident has brought it forward. We added some signage in 2019, and we have added some additional signage this past week. It's a tough intersection because the specific complaint is sight distances because of the crosswalk. But because the location of the stop sign, where it's located, if you're at the stop sign, his house actually blocks the vehicles that are coming up on Highland towards Bellingham Street. But it's difficult to move either the stop sign or the crosswalk because of the construction of that intersection. So it's unfortunate. We understand the concern, but in my opinion, there is no easy fix to this one. As an alternative, we've added some signage. And we've marked it for a location that we're going to add the speed radar signs that we're installing, and we actually just received a grant for, and hopefully that helps. But just because of the geometry of the intersection, and because Chester Avenue and Highland is nowhere, in our capital plan to redesign, it's going to be almost impossible to do anything major in that intersection.
Yeah, I do want to echo that the real fix here would be to fully reconstruct the intersection and really move the crosswalk closer to the intersection. It's tucked kind of up the street right now. So that would require reconstructing ramps, reconstructing sidewalks, relocating drainage and catch basins. So it would be a pretty expensive endeavor. So I think in the interim period, having new signage out there, having these flashing signs that we've recently received grant funding for, would be a effective interim fix, until we can obtain capital funding to do something that's more comprehensive, which is really warranted here.
So I make a motion to deny the request and to continue to monitor in the future.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's denied. Okay, item 5, handicap sign application, December 14th, from Miguel Cora, 46 6th Street.
Do we have any on 6 by any chance?
No, we have 2 on Walnut. This is, near the tracks, the
Yeah.
housing there. So I think it's the first one, as you come up from the tracks is 46/6. So on 6th Street, there's none, but when you go around the corner, there's 2 on Walnut right now.
Okay, understood. So this is right across from the elderly and disabled CHA
Yes.
property? Okay,
Yes,
that
yes,
makes
because there's
sense.
no parking on that side, so
That makes sense.
they would be across the street.
Okay. And I know that when we recently reconstructed the sidewalks on 6th Street, we added a crosswalk right at Walnut Street, so it should be a bit easier to cross at that point now. We would be supportive of approving this request. I'd make a motion to approve the request for the handicap sign at 46 6th Street.
Anybody second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6, handicap sign application, December 14th, from Ariana Corrado Toledo, 28 Shirtliff Street.
So she's a child. Her father actually put in the request. They had one at 30 Carroll that was just, we took it out, I think it was last year, in 2019, because we were sending correspondence to update the files and that weren't getting any. But now he came in, I guess they're currently now living at 28 Shirtliff Street. So now he's looking to put a sign at 28 Shirtliff.
28 Shirtliff. Are there any in the vicinity of 28 Shirtliff?
No. No, I have nothing on Shirtliff.
I make a motion to approve the request.
Anybody second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Communication of December 16th from Councillor Garcia and resident Jason Bonetti, requesting the commission to change the current resident parking hours on Beacon Street to read as follows: Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., and Saturday to Sunday, 12 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Hi again. So this was actually something proposed specifically by a resident who claims to have been overburdened with a lot of tickets. And when he called me to talk about the issue and what they were struggling with, my question was, well, what can I do to help? And the resolution on behalf of this specific resident, Jason, was this specific resident parking hours, which my understanding is that may conflict with the current resident parking hours because of enforcement. So I am here honestly to vouch on whatever my constituents are requesting, anything that can help their quality of life. I was hoping he could be here today. Unfortunately, it seems like he couldn't come here. But again, I leave the decision up to you. I'm sure that you will know what's best in terms of what works and enforcement. So I'll let it up to you, and I was really hoping that he would show up, but he didn't, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll start with the fact that we did some research, and this corridor is troublesome because of the courthouse, right? So the courthouse, when it's not COVID time, brings a lot of parking concerns and challenges to those areas, and is the reason why the neighboring streets have really different parking hours. So Chestnut Street, Beacon Street, Mulberry Street, and it was a specific request from the neighborhood.
And this was years ago?
This was done 2000, I forget when it was implemented, but it was a petition that was done from the residents in the neighborhood, and it generated
Going back to when the courthouse was first built, wasn't it?
When they
program was
renovated
first,
it, I
yeah.
think, is my recollection.
So essentially, for the record, the current resident parking hours that are in place to not allow anyone from the courthouse to park and disrupt the resident parking.
That's
Yes.
correct.
That's our understanding, yep.
And it was done at the request of that neighborhood. After they filed a petition that included a lot of residents and came before the board.
Okay. And for the record, for residents who may be watching, my understanding is that the issue with the hours that are being proposed are that there's no enforcement at the time.
Now, from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, we don't have enforcement. So if we were to change it from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., we would only be enforcing from 5 to 6 p.m. for an hour, and then the normal time would be midnight to 5 a.m., which is a citywide program.
Okay.
So the only change would be that we would eliminate ticketing from 8 to 5, but you would only get ticketed from 5 to 6, because from 6 to 12, we don't ticket.
Got it. Okay. Well, I leave it entirely up to you. So I don't know if you want any more resident feedback, but again, there's not, I tried my best.
Yeah, no.
Leave it up to you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this neighborhood is actually, there's a lot of engaged residents in this neighborhood, and we really try to communicate a lot before any changes are made. So it's really hard to make a change just based on one resident's request, right? So yeah, I would say, I mean, that we understand the concern, and we can certainly appreciate it, but I'll make a motion to deny this request.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's denied. Thank you. Okay, communication December 16th from Brian Martinez of 72 Grove Street requesting to add parking on both sides of Grove Street.
So I think I just want to preface this by saying that we're extremely sympathetic and cognizant of the parking challenges, particularly in this neighborhood where streets are quite narrow and on-street parking scarce. This was an area that we assessed different parking layouts right before COVID hit, actually. We were looking at moving the parking from the northern side of the street to sort of the southern side of the street to open up additional spaces. Turned out that wouldn't open up any additional spaces, so we kind of kept it as is. Unfortunately, the roadway is not wide enough to have parking on both sides while still providing access that's unimpeded for fire trucks, police vehicles, and general traffic. So our sort of assessment is that it's not geometrically feasible to add parking on the opposite side and have 2 lanes of parking.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that in the winter in particular, you know, when we have these narrow streets, it makes it really an unsafe situation, and it's unmanageable to plow the street. So in Grove, with the elevation changes, not being able to successfully plow the street would be incredibly dangerous. So from a snow safety standpoint, I will also deny this request.
Anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right. Request denied. Meeting adjourned?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.